You and I both know that fitness motivation, or any motivation for that matter, is not reliable, it's not a constant, and it's not something that we should count on in our everyday moment-to-moment lives. That being said, if we are never motivated to do the thing that we should do, there's a real problem there. In today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about why this is a problem, what it means, and how to fix it and make the change that you want to make. Hello again, this is Harris Benjamin, and this is the Coach by Harris podcast, where I share lessons learned from my online coaching business. I share what my students are working on, how their lives are changing as a result, and give you some actionable insights that you can implement today. Okay? So motivation is a big buzzword in any industry, in the fitness industry specifically. And now more than ever, coaches like me, articles that you find online, any kind of resource is sharing with you why motivation is not something you should rely on, right? You need discipline, you need habits, you need all of these foundational things. And that's true. That's 100% true. And I make those, I discuss that side of things quite often. But today's different. I want to give you a different perspective that I think is going to give you a really hard push in the direction that you want to go into, okay? Yes, motivation is not a constant. You will not be motivated all the time. But if you are rarely motivated, if you're never motivated, there's a problem, okay? It's not just about discipline. If you are never wanting to do this thing that you are pushing yourself to do, in some way or another, you don't actually want that thing. I said it. That's the truth. It's harsh, but it is 100% the truth, okay? I look back into my early years about 10 years ago where I started weightlifting, getting into fitness, trying to look and feel better and build consistency in that world. I absolutely was not motivated every single day. There were so many workouts where I pushed off into the late afternoon. I kept pushing back because I didn't feel like doing it. I made excuses to get out of them. That happened, right? That happened a lot. But in the grand scheme of things, from week to week, month to month, even year to year, I was incredibly motivated, right? Because I saw the change that I wanted to make. I saw the person I wanted to become. I wanted to be physically stronger, more capable, look more athletic. I wanted to have more purpose, more drive, more, just confidence in who I was as a person. And I wanted to use fitness and strength training as a vehicle to get there. So overall, I was, damn motivated. I was very motivated. Not day to day, not hour to hour, not in the micro every moment. But overall, I was extremely motivated to get what I wanted. And I got it, right? I made the progress. It wasn't always clean. It wasn't always messy. I didn't have a coach for the first 5 years, which is a big reason why I coach now, to help people, maximize their time in that early process. But I got there. I made the improvements and I learned a lot. So the takeaway for you is to assess this stuff honestly, right? Again, in the micro, just as I explained, you're not going to be motivated every moment. But if you look over weeks and months, you should be able to say that you are very motivated to make the change that you are working towards or that you want to work towards. And if you're not, if you really feel like almost every single day, every single week is just a super grind and you are forcing yourself to do stuff all the time without, with minimal desire, then you don't really want that thing, or you haven't phrased the pursuit or the goal or the habit in a way that is interesting or exciting or worthwhile enough for you. You haven't gotten to a deep why, okay? So what I want you to do right now, as soon as you can, as a takeaway from this episode, is to make this assessment and then take one step forward, right? Ask yourself if on average, in the big scheme of your life right now, with let's say a specific fitness goal that you have, maybe it's a specific exercise that you want to be training more consistently. Maybe it's just overall workout consistency, day to day. Maybe it's a body composition goal to get leaner, to gain muscle. Maybe it's a different habit in your work life or personal life that you want to build. Maybe it's a negative habit that you want to break. Whatever it is, assess if you are overall excited and motivated to get to this place and to work for it or not. If not, I urge you to rethink why you say you want this thing in the first place and come up with either a stronger, more emotional, purpose-driven why, or create a different goal and a different path for yourself. If you want help, if you need help with this, if you feel stuck and cloudy and overwhelmed and like there's so many things going on that you just can't make the energy to do this, first of all, again, hard work, success, comes at a cost. And that cost is attention, it's focus, it's hard work, it's sacrifices, okay? Cliche, but true. So again, if you are finding it difficult for yourself to take the time to even self-assess yourself and, acknowledge what's going on, then I would question your desire to really improve in these areas. If you do really want these things, then you'll make the time, you'll give yourself an honest assessment, and you'll take that one step forward. This is a short episode, but I wanted to share that idea once again to wrap up because, we're told all the time, motivation comes and goes, it sways, it's not reliable, and that's true. But these conversations are referring to the day-to-day, workout to workout, moment-to-moment piece of our lives. I'm talking in a bigger, more macro way, right? You need to be extremely motivated, extremely hungry to get the changes you want, okay? So 2 things that I can help you with today or as soon as you're ready to make these assessments, to make these changes, and to actually make accelerated progress towards what you want. One is free, and it will always be free. That is my email list, my email newsletter. Not only do I send my best content, my most curated content, my most consistent content via email, it is also a place where I happily accept replies and I start question and answers with people who are willing to engage, okay? And that is exclusive to the email list, or obviously my paying clients is my most highest priority. So if you want to be on the email list, you can look somewhere in the link below and you will find an opt-in form somewhere there. Or at worst, you can email me, harris@coachedbyharris.com, harris@coachedbyharris.com, just letting me know that you would like to join, and I'll add you there as soon as possible, okay? Number 2 is becoming a paying online client. This is the ultimate. This is the epitome of what I do and the best way that I can help you. Absolutely, it comes at a cost, both financial, both time, and both focus, right? You're going to need to focus. You're going to need to put in the work and the time. And of course, there is a real cost to it, as with anything worthwhile. But that is the absolute best place to get help because everything is custom. Everything is one-on-one. Everything is meeting you where you are and taking you to where you want to go. If you want to know more about this, again, links below to my website. You can learn more. But in the very least, you can email me, harris@coachedbyharris.com. Put coaching in the subject line. Let me know your questions, and I will send you all of the details and we'll set it up from there. All right. Thank you so much for listening. Please make this assessment. Go ahead and take some action today, and I'll talk to you soon.